That's my facility. And I can, I must to add an argument or two in favor of this reality. You mentioned 3 times reform, the word reform. This is a very powerful, although sometimes obsolete. In fact, it's a very, very powerful instrument to raise the country. And as I said, my feeling is that Prime Minister Modi, it's in his thinking, in his bones, I would say, reforming India in order to make India great, which is normal. It's what it should do. I am the one who launched a very, very complicated reform from the communist regime, a completely centralized economy outside any kind of outside any environment of market economy to a liberal country. In a space of 2 years, the parliament adopted 100 laws. Some of them are still in place. Many of my actions as Prime Minister, the measures I took are still effective. Then politically things changed. We lost a lot of opportunities. What I hope for India, and I'm positively expressing that hope, not passively, actively. Hope in itself is passive, but I'm speaking about active hope. Is that the government of India in India would keep the course unabashedly, untouched, of course, intelligently, adding whatever is necessary, but keeping the path with to continue the reform, and because India is the world's largest democracy, and that's that is a huge advantage. Because of that, I think I'm confident that this reform will be properly communicated to the Indians, to the people. Some years ago, maybe 20 years ago, something like that, I've been asked, what is the power of a politician? And I said, the power of a leader is equal exactly the confidence of its people. You have as much power in a democracy as it is the confidence of the people in what you are doing as a leader. And that's my conviction today. That is great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those. And it is good to know that the power of India is being known, and we are hoping that the growth story or the path that we have followed is known to everyone. And I must say on that note, most of the conservative countries also, like I can give you 2 names or 3 names, like Japan. Japan has been one of the strategic partner for India, but even for the Japanese to come to India is has been a sea change. They are not looking only automotive; they are looking across all sectors as of now because these they see the opportunity. Same in the same way you have Taiwan is investing a lot, UAE is investing a lot. So why the whole world is targeting and looking to have a some pie of the growth of India, so that the growth that they will get here will, of course, will help their growth overall. So it's a big change, I must say, as a lawyer, that the interest is immense and variety of sectors. Thank you, sir. On that note, moving on the India-EU relationship in 2024 and onwards, I want to talk about what are, as per you, what are the priorities that should be for India-EU going forward? Where we stand now and how what priorities should be we as both India and EU should be raised. Of course, the fact that India is growing quickly and it's a big economy right now is by itself offering a lot of opportunities for Europe. And it could be investment in many fields. Could be energy, could be health, could be technology. It should be everything related to economic sustainability is so great that the official policy of India in that respect is very active. One thing maybe we don't have yet is to, I mean, from the European perspective, to attract investors from Europe. They need to expand their markets. This is a place for what the investors say safe markets because India is liberal and promoting the liberal economy. So maybe it should be uh, an effort from both sides, but from India. Remember that many of the economic features in the space of the European Union are decided commonly. That's what I said. For the time being, there is no such thing as in the European Union as focus on India. Focus on India, it's just a concept, not it's my view, but it's feasible, it's achievable. But the investors in Europe should be aware of these opportunities as well as to offer to own European opportunities to Indian investors. It's totally achievable. Well, thank you, sir, on that. And I must highlight that EU has been investing more in West of China and also some of the Southeast Asian countries. And for India, the largest investors are US, Singapore, Japan, and also now you see UAE has been investing a lot. So yeah, we need more investments to operation. Of course, in the green technology, digital ecosystem, renewable energy, we need that for operation. And I must say that currently the laws are completely free, barring few restrictions. We are completely open economy to have to receive the investments. I know. Thank you, sir, on that. In terms of, as you know, to have more engagement, the trade partnership, as already Her Excellency talked about that, only for Romania, we have a trade of 1.7 billion that has been achieved, overachieved rather. So why there's like immense opportunities for the trade relations. And as you know, the FTA discussion is ongoing for a while. I don't know how many times. I think 16 sitting has been done, and we every year we are hoping, and next year is the next meeting happening. So, in your personal view, what should be done to prioritize and expedite the closure of the FTA?
As I said a few minutes ago, the European Union should focus on India. But in the meantime, because European Union is a union of 27 states, and that means that there is a place for for uh, advancing into the increasing increasing towards exchanges, investment, trade between every one of the countries and India. I would say that it will cost nothing to launch a program of what what I mean in Olympics in France. The slogan was "We love you," something like "India loves you." This time, a program like that for all the countries of the European Union, plus the European Union itself. I mean, the European Commission, uh, just showing that the openness of India, the willingness of India, the uh, the genuine attitude of India. I'm sensing that all in 2 days, but I'm sensing that it could be, could be a great opportunity.
Upon that note, I must say that there are few countries who are very keen to have their, larger interest in India, such as China, but we are not welcoming them on a lighter note because it's a security issue. So we have some approval process, which approval process also lies in US and EU. Same concept. On that note,
Remember one thing: many of the important regulations start from EU because everybody recognizes that EU being such a big market, even the United States is ready to accept that. They always show that. Regulations emitted by the European Union are, uh, how to say, naturally expanding all over the world. So please engage in the European Union.
I must, on that note, I must ask that there are a few concerns from India's side at this FTA negotiation and CBAM, which is a sort of carbon, adjustment mechanism, which is basically if there are imports from India of some carbon-heavy materials like steel, I don't know. There is a proposal to which will be implemented in 2026 that will impact the import from India to EU and also market access. And there are some discussion on the investment protection. So, do you have any view how to address those concerns from India's side?
It was probably it was 5 6 months ago. The former the Minister of Foreign Affairs of India uh, went publicly when India was accused of buying smuggled oil from Russia. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs of India said, instead of accusing us for buying smuggled oil congratulate us because we kept the price of oil down. This is the real economy, the real world economy. What the real economy needs is cooperation. Cooperation is not the solution; it's the only solution. Or India has some kind of strategic altruism. India is welcome whenever in Europe, United States, obviously, in China, even in Russia. There is a big plus. That's why I said India could be an active hope for the renewal of the global cooperation, which is right now in that shape.
So maybe I know I've been reminded on the time, and I'll ask the last question, not on the economy, on a very lighter note. As you know, the sort of buying power of India, the consumption power of India is increasing, and so that the Indians are traveling globally as compared to the few years, and they are probably the number one tourist globally. Oh, really? Yeah, and in that context, if I can ask your view, because the visa is a big problem.
Yeah.
So there has to be, and maybe as a request to the EU part, maybe you can appeal to give a long-term visa to all the Indians who are applying for the tourist visa and visa.
I was exactly in the same position when I was Minister of Foreign Affairs. And I started the negotiations for the adhesion of the Romania to the European Union. I fixed also the date of the full integration, 1st of January 2007. But back then it was in 2000. The problem, the big problem of the Romanians was visa. I mean, the fact that to travel in Europe, in the European Union, they need a visa. And it was against the principles of the European Union. So that was one of my fundamental targets as Minister of Foreign Affairs. And I visited several capitals in order to have together support in order for the exempt from visa. And I remember in France, my PhD was I got my PhD in France. I spent more than 3 years in Toulouse, in France. So France, we were very, very much favorable to Petron. And it was the day I was received by the president and by the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The largest newspaper in France, Le Monde, on the front page, there was a caricature. Now we're talking. It was myself being pregnant with visa. It was so nice. And in less than 1 year, I got the exception from visa. So the visa problem is one, what economic interests are maybe, let's say, economic interests of the European Union would be jeopardized, let's say, by the visa. None, I suppose. In the meantime, there is psychologically and especially bureaucratically a very complicated process. Just started. Apply for that patiently, as I did in my time. Tell us which are the criteria. Once we fulfill all the criteria, will you accept exemption from visa? They said yes. Remember that. Remember that, because that moment comes when I show you that all the criteria, your criteria, are fulfilled by my side, by Romania. It should be the same for India.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your, you know, valuable inputs, insights, and frank discussion. Thank you so much.